it's all coming together for the San Antonio Spurs. With the Atlanta Hawks losing to the Miami Heat and officially being a lottery team, the Spurs have 2 of the first 14 picks in the NBA draft, and there are so many different avenues that we can go down for the San Antonio Spurs, and we're going to discuss them here on Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys take a spur of the moment to get every Spurs moment by hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss all the great content we have coming for you. We appreciate all love, support. We're on the chase for 6K, and we're almost there. So we appreciate it. And if you guys are the 6K, this is a great thing to do. But without further ado, let's get into this. What is this? This is the NBA playoff bracket. I don't see this. I don't see the Spurs. We understand that. It's unfortunate. But you know what I don't see? I don't see the Atlanta Hawks, and that's all that matters. Thank you to the Miami Heat. Thank you to Tyler Hero. I understand that game was close. That game was fun, but thank you guys for getting it. So we have the chance to get a lottery pick. Obviously, it's going to be top 14, but we don't know where within that top 14 it's going to come because we have our pick. We have the Atlanta pick. I foolishly last time thought we still had the Bulls, even though I forgot in that blockbuster robbery of a trade. We did not. We gave that away. Whatever. We got 2 of the first picks, and then we got a second round pick there. All right, and then this is the 2-round projection following the NBA play-in tournament. So we have so many avenues and options we can go down. But first, let's highlight what do the Spurs really need. So backup big is something that we would be fine with. Of course, we have Wemby, but we have Charles Bassey, we have Mamu. So we have some pieces, but obviously we don't know how free agency is going to be going, so we could be losing 1 or 2 of those. I don't think we'll lose Bassey, but Mamu, depending, probably will say, but we don't know. And we have Sochan as well, but backup big at the 4, especially if it can be a stretch 4, is something that will be beneficial for the San Antonio Spurs, especially with Wemby having an injury history, just in case he does have to miss a couple games here, a couple games there. Not a massive injury history, but obviously we know that he's out right now because of an injury. We need that. We also need perimeter shooting, and obviously 3-and-D is the key in the NBA. But we do need perimeter shooting to add to Wemby, to De'Aaron Fox, to Stephon Castle, and the rest of these guys, because we've got a lot of talent and we got a lot of players who can do a lot of things. We just don't have a lot of consistent shooters. And right now at 8, the San Antonio Spurs, in this mock draft specifically, only this one, is lauded Trey Johnson out of Texas. And for people who don't know, Trey Johnson is actually from Texas. He was born around the Dallas area. He played basketball in high school in Texas. He ended up going, I think, to a prep school in Missouri, but then ended up playing for the Longhorns. So this is a Texas kid through and through, so he would remain at home. And then we also, in this as well, have Asa Newell. Those are the 2 players that are expected to be in this draft lauded to where we are. And Asa Newell is a 6'11 big who is good from Georgia, has the defensive capabilities, sometimes has some lapses, but he is an athletic, talented player who can grow within the game. He has the potential to grow a jump shot. He has good finishing around both sides of the basket, can protect the rim, solid rebounder, but we'll see exactly where we go with that down the road. But the big board here. So obviously Cooper Flagg, we got the 1 pick, we won 1. We know Cooper Flagg's the guy. Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, those 2 guys have been high on the draft board. Trey Johnson right here in the ESPN, this is via ESPN, is top 5. So we possibly could be getting a top 5 pick, and just for a top 5 prospect, I should say, at whatever pick that we do get. And obviously this all depends on where we land in the lottery. If we land top 3 in the lottery, we are playing in such a great spot. And then what if the Hawks pick is 10? Or what if it's late? We don't really know what's going to go on there, but we have so many avenues and so many options that we have 2 of the 14 best picks in this draft coming up. And just in case, because Trey Johnson's the guy that is really highlighted and focused here. He's a 6'6", 190 freshman guard, 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Not the most efficient, but he was good. And then shot making, skilled ball handling, off ball scoring, and the point guard upside. So He is someone who moves within the offense, moves with the ball, can score, get his own shot, but can play within the offense. He has the upside of being a point guard because even though the assist was only at 2.7, he showcased the ability to make plays off the bounce and on the wing, being able to make quick decisions, smart decisions, and moving forward. He is 6'6". The one thing about him, though, that isn't the greatest here is the fact that his defense, the lack of size, he's 6'6", but he's 190, so he is smaller, can get pushed around by some of these bigger guards in the league because the big guard's not anything obscure. You got guys like Cade Cunningham, you got guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, these 6'5" guards who have physical bodies that know how to manipulate the paint and then obviously manipulate the defender and allowing for them to do whatever they want to that defender. So the ability to do that, but obviously when you have the great eraser and the great deodorant I'll use because he's something that covers up everything in Victor Wembanyama in the front court, obviously protecting the back rim. He has the ability to kind of nullify and neutralize the fact that the bad defensive play or the lack thereof of defensive consistency that you have, we can get forth and move on with that. And his shot selection sometimes isn't the greatest, but he does make good decisions with the ball. But let's get back to this big board here real quick. We've got Dylan Harper, obviously, Trey Johnson. Obviously, Con Kneppel is someone who can shoot the lights out of the ball, and that is someone who would be very beneficial for this roster. Someone who I would love to get on this roster because I think that having an shooting is the one thing that I am so looking forward to. I want to get shooting because it spaces the floor, allows De'Aaron Fox to work with Victor Wembanyama, gives Wembanyama the chance that he can actually play at the high post and nail the elbows 20 and out, 20 and in, rather than only having to be a three-point presence. And when you can't collapse on them because you have, okay, there's Con in the corner, we have Harrison Barnes possibly, Devin Vassell, and then obviously De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. You have those kind of lineups. You don't really have players you can help off of because you can hit the corner three. Harrison Barnes does that at a high clip. Con can hit it at a high clip. Vassell is a solid shooter who also can get his own bucket. So those are the players that are interesting. Another player that's interesting, we saw him put up high numbers in the tournament, Jace Richardson from Michigan State. He can get buckets in a hurry. He is a quality shooter as well. Liam McNeely, another quality shooter, can stretch the floor. He is a bigger guard. They list him as a guard. He kind of feels like a forward to me, but he is bigger. So in this sense, in this capacity, there are multiple avenues that the San Antonio Spurs can go down, and we'll know more, obviously, when the draft lottery is completely submitted, and we have the ability to know, okay, we got this pick and we got this pick. We got the 6 and we got the 10. We got the 3, we got the 14. We got whatever and whatever we have right now. When we get that solidified in stone, then we'll know really more what we're going towards, what people work out with, what we're looking for in the draft, and with free agency, too, what we can get in free agency. We might be able to pull off a trade to where we're worried about shooting. Maybe we get a shooter so we don't even have to think about that. We really can just get a backup big or a backup guard or something along those lines. There's just so many options and avenues for the San Antonio Spurs to go down here in the future with this, that this offseason is going to be one of the most engaging and one of the most interesting off seasons that we've had in quite some time because there are so much options and so much depth. There's depth in this draft. There's depth in free agency and the ability to trade. And we don't need the high-level players. We just need the supplementary players, and that's so much easier to fill in. So much easier to fill in when you've got your superstar, you've got your star, you've got your up-and-coming star, you've got your solid player over here who could be a borderline all-starish level player, and then you've got players from there, and you just fill in those pieces. Makes it so much easier as a unit. Again, just want to say this, prayers up to Pop. Hope the health is okay. We understand that last week, or beginning of last week, this week, depending on how you look at Sundays, but last week you had gotten into a health scare. I know it was non-threatening, but again, prayers to Pop because we hope that his health is number one, of course. Whether you come back or not, Pop, it doesn't matter. You've given us close to 30 years of quality excellence as a coach and as a a man and a person with the San Antonio Spurs organization. So get healthy. That's all we want from you. But this has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. Let me know in the comments where you would love to go in the draft this year, what you feel would be the best option for us. What do you think our biggest needs are going forward? But this has been, again, Spurs Digest, Keenan Warner. Appreciate all of you guys. I'll be seeing you guys very soon.